had a big road win versus Tennessee. Played well for the most part in all three phases of the game. Got a huge test this week against Georgia, one of the top teams in the country. The first year, and they had some injuries, and now they're starting to get guys back. So we're playing one of the better teams in the country, we feel like, and we'll have to play well to win.
First up, we have David Pascal at Chattanooga Times Free Press.
Hey, Coach, I know you've been on the opposite sideline of this rivalry a couple of times against Aaron Murray. Just wondered what impresses you the most about Murray?
Well, I mean, he's good at everything he does. I mean, he can hurt you in the pass game. He's a veteran guy, and he's pretty fast when he takes off, and he knows how to, run an offense. I mean, he's one of the better quarterbacks to ever play in this league, and I think that says it all.
And how much more difficult does that offense become because of him when Todd Gurley gets things going from a running standpoint? You can't really commit to one or the other.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, you're talking about two of the better players at their specific position in all of college football. So that presents a huge challenge.
Thanks.
Next is James Crepo, the Montgomery Advertiser.
Hey, Gus.
Hello.
This has been one of the more heavily penalized rivalries in recent years. Just when you head into this game, do you have to emphasize that a little bit more as far as just coming off last week, only one penalty, but just towing that line of playing physical but not going overboard?
Well, I mean, it's a huge game as far as that goes. I'm sure emotions will be high, but that's part of being disciplined, and so we have done a solid job for that the most part. We did have only one penalty last week, which I thought was huge, and we got to continue to do that.
Thanks.
Next we have Bob Hope from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Hey, good, Bob.
Hey, the other three first-year coaches in the league are combined 1-16 in conference games. You're doing quite a bit better than that. What do you think it is that enabled you to go back there and have the success you've had so far?
Well, I think the fact that I was familiar with the players, familiar with Auburn, I know that had to help. At the same time, I mean, very proud of our players, buying into what we asked them to do and all coming together, and it's been a lot of fun.
Are you surprised? I mean, I'm sure you thought you guys would improve over last year, but are you surprised to be 9-1?
At the first of the year, we didn't try to predict anything other than the fact that just try to keep it one game at a time. And we felt like that if we improved, each practice and each game, that we had a chance to be a solid team. So that these guys have found a way to get that done every week. I feel like we've improved, and that's where they're at.
Next we'll go to Brandon Marcello of AL.com.
Hey, Gus.
Hey, Brandon.
When you look at Nick Marshall, obviously you haven't thrown the ball a lot, but there have been a few sacks there. I recall the one against Tennessee. What has led to some of those, and how do you guys try to work on stuff like that, especially with the Georgia defensive line that seems to get to the quarterback pretty easily this season?
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've got a bunch of long, fast, aggressive guys, and they're one of the best teams in the league at getting after the quarterback. So we're going to have to do a better job, and we've done. When you think about protection, usually you think about, offensive line, but really it's offensive line, it's running backs, fullbacks, and quarterbacks. It's all of the above. And we got to do a better job when we do throw the football this week protecting our quarterback.
And specifically, what happened there on that sack against Tennessee on the corner blitz? Someone just not get a block man for years.
Oh yeah, it was a missed assignment. Yeah, there's no doubt, missed assignment. And Nick did a good job of holding on to the football.
Next is Mark Weiser, the Athens Banner-Herald.
Hey, Gus. Murray's had some pretty good games against Auburn, and I know he's missing some weapons on the outside. How are you guys doing on the back end, and what do you think of that matchup?
Well, you're right. He's had some good games. I mean, he's one of the better quarterbacks in college football, and They've got some other very good receivers. So our defensive backfield we feel very good about, but we do understand we've got a big challenge this week. And a lot of these guys on the back end have played against them before, and so they know exactly what we're getting.
Mr. Tillman of CBS Sports.
Hey, Coach, can you unpack, and you started to do this a little bit earlier, so forgive me for kind of rehashing this, but I'm intrigued by the anatomy of the way that you're winning now. Obviously, you're working on what you're doing in the passing game and practice and what have you, but you're doing what any coach would do is take what the defense gives you, and you're running the ball 80+% of the time over the last couple of games. Can you talk to the anatomy of how you're winning that way, and what, if any, angst that may cause a coach not being able to do what pretty much defines your game? I know that you're doing what they're giving you, but it just seems like to me it's an interesting kind of way to win.
Yeah, Spencer. When you first start out a game, there's a feeling out process of how they're playing you, what you're successful with, and then after a couple series, you get a feel. And if you're having success, you just keep doing what you're doing. And so that's been some of it the last few weeks. Obviously we're going to need to throw the football before it's all said and done. We know that, and we've worked extremely hard in practice. And all but the 1 week when Nick hurt his shoulder, he wasn't able to throw that week, and so we were a little bit more cautious there. But he's getting a lot healthier, and I really believe when the time comes, he can be effective throwing the football.
Quick follow-up. Obviously, there's no secrets in this business, but if you can go a significant stretch without showing a whole lot, is there any substance or truth to the notion that you can't really prepare for what you can't see, and perhaps maybe that providing an advantage for you down the stretch?
I would hope so. From the standpoint, you do practice certain things, and a lot of times, from an offensive standpoint, if they take away one thing, you got to have an answer, and we're constantly, working on the what ifs. But as of late, we hadn't had to utilize a whole lot of them.
Mm-hmm.